Right now, somewhere in your house, your dog is watching you. And according to science, it already knows if you're lying. Not lying about big things, lying about small ones, like pointing to an empty bowl and pretending there's food in it. Dogs catch on fast, and once they catch you, they stop trusting the pointing. That single fact opens a much bigger question. What do animals actually think of us? Not, do they love us? Not, do they obey us? But what's really going on inside their heads when they look at your face? Here's a question for you before we go further. If your pet could describe you in one word, what do you think that word would be? Drop your guess in the comments. We'll come back to this. Let's start with dogs, because dogs are the strangest success story in the animal kingdom. Somewhere around 15,000 years ago, wolves started hanging near human campfires. The bold ones got scraps. The friendly ones got closer. Over generations, something wild turned into something that sleeps on your bed. Researcher Brian Hare, who studies canine cognition at Duke University, ran an experiment that changed how we think about dog intelligence. He pointed at one of two cups to show where food was hidden. Chimpanzees, our closest relatives, mostly ignored the pointing. Dogs got it instantly, even as puppies. That means dogs are wired, almost from birth, to read human gestures better than apes can. Somewhere in that evolutionary shortcut, dogs became experts at understanding us specifically. But here's the twist. Understanding you and admiring you are two different things. So, does your dog actually see you as a friend or as a walking vending machine? Neuroscientist Gregory Burns put dogs into MRI machines, fully awake, trained to lie still. He wanted to see what lit up in their brains when they smelled their owner versus a stranger. The results showed real activation in the reward centers of the brain, specifically for their owner's scent. Not just any human. You. That's the moment this story gets a little emotional. Your dog's brain doesn't just recognize you. It responds to you the way it responds to something genuinely good happening. Now let's shift to something people don't expect. Cats. Cats have a reputation for not caring about anyone, but that reputation might be completely wrong. A study led by researcher Kristen Vitale looked at how cats respond to their owners in unfamiliar environments, similar to how psychologists test attachment in human infants. When the owner left the room, most cats didn't panic, but when the owner returned, the cats shifted their behavior toward them in ways that matched secure attachment patterns. In simple terms, cats do form emotional bonds. They just don't perform them the way dogs do. A dog throws a party when you come home. A cat quietly decides you're allowed to stay. So the coldest animal in your house might actually be running a full relationship in silence. Now here's where things get stranger. What about animals that never had thousands of years to bond with humans? Elephants remember individual human faces for years. Researchers studying elephants in Kenya found that they react with more fear toward the scent and clothing of certain ethnic groups historically linked to hunting, and react far more calmly toward groups who don't hunt them. Elephants aren't just recognizing humans, they're profiling us, categorizing danger based on patterns they've learned over lifetimes. That means somewhere out there, an elephant has quietly built a mental file on humanity, sorted into safe and not safe. Now think about crows. Researcher John Marsluff at the University of Washington ran an experiment where researchers wore specific masks while trapping crows for study. Afterward, anyone wearing that same mask, years later, got mobbed and scolded by crows, even crows who weren't there for the original event. The knowledge spread. crows told other crows. Which means somewhere in your city right now, there may be a group of crows passing down a warning about a human face they've never personally seen. If that doesn't creep you out a little, it should. So here's the real question hiding under all of this. Are animals responding to us as individuals, or are they responding to patterns, faces, smells, tones of voice, past experiences stacked into instinct? The honest answer is both. Animals build models of us the same way we build models of them. They notice consistency. They notice kindness. They notice threat. And they remember longer than most people expect. So what does this mean for you, watching this video right now? It means the way you move, the tone of your voice, the patience or impatience you show. All of it is being recorded somewhere in the mind of every animal that interacts with you. Not perfectly, not consciously in the way humans think about things, but recorded all the same. You are not just living near animals, you are being studied by them. And that brings us back to the question from the beginning. If your pet or the wildlife around you had to describe you in one word, what would it be? Trusted? Predictable? Loud? Safe? Here's the final takeaway. Animals don't see us the way we see ourselves. They don't care about our jobs, our looks, or our achievements. They care about patterns. Are you consistent? Are you safe? Are you kind when it costs you nothing to be cruel? In a strange way, animals see a more honest version of you than most humans ever will. So the next time your dog stares at you a little too long, or your cat sits just close enough to be near but not close enough to admit it, remember, you're not imagining a connection. You're being read. If this made you see your pet differently, let me know in the comments what word you think they'd use to describe you. Like this video if your mind is a little blown right now. Subscribe for more science that changes how you see the world. And check out the next video, because what we're about to cover next might be even stranger than this.